guys know I typically only clean what can be seen because that's my motto here. That's how I survive with as many kids as I have, and just on a daily basis, I do a lot of the invisible cleaning. And if you don't know what invisible cleaning is, I'll explain that in a second. But today I wanted to tackle some other things. I had recently decluttered a ton of stuff in my house, from closets and smaller cabinets and spaces that I don't typically go into often. And I was amazed at how much I decluttered. So I wanted to keep on that momentum and come in here. Well, I actually came into this closet for that little, like the stack of acrylic drawers that I just pulled out, because about a year ago, maybe more, I bought some acrylic drawers to organize the things under my bathroom sink. That's working out really well, but I ordered too many of them and I shoved the excess in this linen closet, and I wasn't using it. It was still in the packaging, but my plan was to take those drawers and bring them to Wentworth's bathroom, our guest bathroom, and just kind of tidy up under there because it definitely needed my attention. There's just so much crap under there I didn't know what to do with. So I thought, you know what, let me take the drawers with me and be on my merry way. Instead, what I ended up doing was getting the drawers out of this closet and realizing, wow, I should probably tidy up this closet too, because isn't that how it goes when you're cleaning? It's just like, oh, well, this, let me grab this from this closet. And then you open that closet and you realize, wow, I need to clean this one. And then as you go through, you're like, oh, I found some toothbrushes. Let me go put them where they belong in my closet. And then you go to your closet and then you figure out, oh, that's a mess too. So I'll clean. Do you know what I mean? Because that's the roller coaster of events when you're cleaning. And that's exactly what happened today. But I tried to streamline it. I tried to keep it to closets, and I obviously do other things around the house too. I'm turning on, I think I was watching a movie today. What a delight. Did you know YouTube has a ton of movies? I watched Along Came Polly, which is so funny. And I think I was finishing up a movie here. 10 Things I Hate About You. Oh my gosh. So nostalgic, so wonderful. And I watched another one recently from the early 2000s. And I just thought, these movies, they don't make movies like this anymore. I mean, maybe they do. I'm just kind of out of it. More like Lifetime movies, if you will. It's almost Lifetime movie season, and I am in for it. So this linen closet, I'm clearly going through blankets. Like, there are so many blankets in the closet. You saw, I probably went through the blankets in this closet, but I maybe decluttered a handful of them, just a couple of them. But I mostly, when I was doing my sophisticated lady organization, I bought those blanket organizers, if you will. I don't know what they're called, but it's like a large bin, but it's fabric bin. It's hard to explain, but I'll show you a shot of it when I scan up top of this laundry closet, not laundry, whatever it's called, linen closet. But so you'll see them, but they're like bags, and I just shoved all the blankets in there. Well, guess how many times I've opened them? 0. Zilch, goose egg. I should probably get rid of those, but I figured might as well just keep them. But I had more that the kids actually use that were just, more south in the closet. I don't know how to word that correctly, but easily accessible for them. So I thought, you know what? I emptied so much in this closet. I have an extra basket. Let me put them in the basket, and everything is just so much more streamlined. I found a sheet in there. We store sheets in there, but yeah, that's it. Hair bows. I had a basket of hair bows and hair accessories, and then just hair brushes. Like, this bathroom is a very simple, very basic, and honestly, that's how I feel about my entire life. And you know what? I'm like itching myself raw. I went outside. The mosquitoes are wild. Just so crazy. I will take any kind of thing that will just keep mosquitoes away from me, and mostly my son. They just eat them alive. It's the worst. Okay, that's Florida lifestyle at its finest. This bottom drawer was filled with bath toys, and I had that bath organizer with the suction cups in there, and someone had come over, and I was like rush cleaning, and I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta clean this. So I just, in a hurry, I was trying to stick it to the bathroom wall, and it wasn't sticking. And so I was getting frustrated. And so I was like, forget it, throw it in a drawer. And that's why it was in there. So I took the time and just hung it back up on the wall. I don't know what was going on, but that bath toy organizer is great. It stays on the wall for the most part. I don't know what was happening that one day when I was trying to put it up there, but it stays really well. I got it from Amazon and it holds a lot of toys. And really, that's all I'm asking for in a toy shower caddy. The green one that I pulled out, I thrifted, that submarine style one. I'm pretty sure it was originally from Target. I thrifted it and it doesn't stick. It's the worst. I mean, it sticks for a little bit, but it falls every day. Like the worst. So I got rid of that and I went under the sinks in that bathroom and I decluttered under there, or tidied up a little bit. Wasn't much to get rid of. And then this is Wentworth's sink. See how there was like just so much stuff in there that just was unnecessary? I think I had like 7 hand soaps because this is really the only bathroom that I decorate. And I just change out the hand soap and make it festive for all of the guests that we have, coming in and out. And this is the main bathroom that gets used. I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be fun if we had cute little festive hand soap for the season? And so what happens is at the end of the season, I get new hand soap and then the old season goes underneath. I keep some of them that are good. Obviously, you see, fall is coming up. I kept those. And then the other ones, I'm like, okay, well, I can put those in my room and we'll rotate through them as we go through our hand soap. So that's where they went. I cleared them out. Some cleaning products. I'm looking at you like this as I'm like, someone's at my front door. I can't catch a break. I just put the baby to bed, so I was able to clean the house without being interrupted as much. So I was finally getting to it. And then when someone's at my door. Oh, and I'm laughing at myself like I'm putting a container inside of a container. Completely unnecessary. Once I realized, wow, what I was doing, I put those acrylic drawers under there and I was like, what? This is so ridiculous. I have nothing to put in them. I put my Blue Land cleaning tablets in them that I'm trying to go through. And, eventually we'll put lotions in there, or maybe Wentworth's hair gels, even though this is typically where I put them, just his hair gel. This is his toothbrush drawer. And we try to keep it really simple around here. No fuss, no muss. That's life. Just tidying up this drawer. Inevitably, there's toothpaste everywhere. And otherwise, it's looking pretty good. So earlier, and wow, when I say earlier, I talked about invisible cleaning. Well, I mentioned invisible cleaning. If you don't know what that is, it's like the cleaning that's, how do I explain this? It's the stuff that no one notices because it's mess that's only noticed if it's not cleaned up. It's like cereal on the floor. The stuff that you do all day. You feel like you're doing stuff all day. You're moving, you're cleaning, but that at the end of the day, you're like, wow. You can't see a noticeable progress, or at least that's how I feel all day. I don't know. It's like I've spent so much effort trying to stay on top of things. And I just look back at the day. I'm like, I did so much, but there's so little to show for it. It's like if cereal spills on the ground, you got to clean that up. If ice cream gets on the carpet and then you're scrubbing the carpet, you know what I mean? It's that kind of mess. Toys, and then you put them away and then you play with new toys and then you put those away and then, do you know what I mean? It's the constant when you have small kids. But I actually saw something online, one of the reels or shorts or whatever. It was just a video of someone, and she walked into her kitchen, flipped the light on, and she was like, all clean, or whatever she put on the screen, like, oh, clean kitchen, like this is so nice at the end of the day. And then she flipped the lights off and then flipped them back on, and she was like, but this is much better. I have goosebumps. I'll try my best to link it below. It's like, oh my gosh, choke me up. And then she flipped on the lights again, and it was, and it said, but this is much better. And it was her kids at the kitchen island, like making a mess, making whatever, cookies or whatever the heck they were baking, right? And I was like, you know what? Yes, there are pros and cons to everything. And I know on the daily, cleaning is overwhelming and it seems like a lot, because it is, obviously. And maintaining all of the things is a lot. And going through and deep cleaning and literally all of the things. I feel you. It's on my shoulders too. We are all adults here. It's just part of life and part of living and part of maintaining a home and being a parent and all of that stuff. But you got to find the joy in the little things. That's what they say. So that really, it just puts things into perspective for you. Obviously, the kids making a mess in the kitchen. Oh yes, it's so cute in theory. Have you seen that thing? I feel like it goes around every Christmas. It's like, I thought I was, the cool, laid back, relaxed mom until my kids start making Christmas cookies. And then it's like, no, wait, this way. Or hold on, let me help you out. Do you know what I mean? Makes me laugh every time. And I just try to like hang back. And what's funny about that is it's not going to be like that for long if you have little ones. And obviously I have my kids, their age ranges are 1 year old to 13. So I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on like perception and like, oh my gosh, it's like slipping through my fingers, pros and cons, obviously. But I don't know. It's hard. Listen, it's hard, all of it. But I will say, like, my 10-year-old, the last night, dinner was done and the baby was fussy. I was like, okay, I'm just going to put the baby to bed. And she goes, hey, it's Brownie Friday. Do you want me to throw the brownies together? Like, yes. And then the other morning we were, my son woke up, 3 of the kids were up essentially. And we had just went to the chicken coop. We fed the chickens and we had fresh eggs. And my 7-year-old was like, let me make eggs for everybody. And he made eggs for everyone. And so that's just a reminder to you that like the constant caregiver mode, it dissipates through time. Okay. And then obviously your roles change and things as a parent, like it's just not that constant need for you 24/7, literally when they're like babies and toddlers. They grow up and they become more independent and they start doing other things. Like my 7-year-old cooking eggs for everyone. I was like, these are the best eggs I've ever had. They're so good. You're the best, and it's so nice. And then my 10-year-old making brownies. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm putting the baby to bed, but while she's making brownies, so, and then obviously there's always a mess in the kitchen to clean up, but that's the great thing too, is that they help out. So anyway, just throwing that out there. If you're in the thick of it, if you're like, in the trenches and it's storming every day and you're like, oh my gosh, I can barely see the light at the end of the tunnel, just know that it's there and you'll get through it one day at a time. When I had, little ones, I still have little ones, but when I'm in the thick of it, when I like specifically postpartum is what I'm thinking of, when the days are so long, that's what they say, the days are long, but the years are short. It's true. But when the days are, I would literally like 1 hour, I'd be like, oh my gosh, is it 5 o'clock yet? Is it 6 o'clock? Is it bedtime yet? Like, I just took the day 1 hour at a time and it's like, oh man, like that hour sucked. But maybe this next hour will be a little bit nicer, or wow, that was a good hour we just had. You know what I mean? So I would evaluate things just hour by hour, sometimes minute by minute. If, if not everything is all rainbows and sunshine, especially when you're in the thick of it. So I don't know how I started off on that, but there you go. If you needed to hear that, I always wonder when I do these voiceovers, like, what am I going to talk about? What's going to come out of my mouth? And maybe it's something that you needed to hear today and maybe it's not, but I always feel like there's a message in everything and I do my best. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay, I have moved on. I don't know what I just did. Oh, Wentworth's linen closet, where I wasn't even really paying attention, but that's where I had stored a lot of the kitchen towels and a lot of the seasonal kitchen towels. That was the bin way up top. And I was like, I can get rid of some of these. Like some of these are so old and dingy and I don't put them out because they are old and dingy and I don't really like them and they're worn. So I got rid of a lot of those. You can donate them to your local animal shelter. And we actually have like an animal place right down the road where they do like animal boarding and stuff. So that's really nice. We can volunteer there. It's just a great little place. So if you're looking for a place to volunteer or donate your towels or sheets or blankets or stuff like that, they're always looking for them at your local veterinarian hospital or something like that. And that's what I did. We went through the linen closet and I got rid of some of that stuff. And I went through under my sink. I didn't necessarily get rid of some stuff in here. I did get rid of things that were empty, but some of this stuff under here, like I had laundry tablets and I decanted, if you will, some things. I had sponges in boxes, those Scrub Mommies. I got the 8-pack from Costco, which is such a deal. I'm not going to have to buy sponges for like a year at least. Someone's at my front door. All right, I'm back. That was enjoyable. What was I talking about? Sponges? Who cares? Okay, laundry room. I honestly don't even know what I was doing in there. Was I doing anything productive? I think maybe putting the laundry tabs away that I found under my kitchen sink. And now do you understand the cycle? Oh, I found laundry tabs under my kitchen sink. Let me bring them to the laundry room. And then you go in the laundry room and you're like, oh my gosh, I put them away, but what a mess in here. And then you start tidying up in here until you find something that goes somewhere else. And then the process continues. Okay, well, let the roller coaster continue. And I am under this sink, which like completely got out of hand. I don't know what the heck. We had beach shells under here. And at first glance, you guys, I'm not even gonna lie, I thought, oh, I gotta keep these, right? Because they're my kids. And like, I can't throw them away. And then I was like, Kim, they're shells. Throw them away. So that's what I did. Don't tell my kids, okay? They're not going to miss them. They have literally plenty of shells that they want. Okay, I freaked out just then because I thought I saw a bug. But you'll see in a second. I don't know why I'm so on edge about like, oh my God, but I don't know why. But this is what it was. It was a pirate patch. You best believe I kept it, but I got rid of the 2 sweaters that were in there because they had bleach stains on them. Why were they under there in the first place? Why am I keeping sweaters in a bin? Do you know why? Because they didn't belong to us. Someone left them here. And then, so I try to keep them around for just forget it. Forget it. Toss. Let me tell you something. In our old house, we had far less space. I had an entire dresser. Oh my gosh, an entire dresser. I still can't even believe it. Dedicated to clothing that people would leave at our house because, we had a pool in our old house and people would come change into their pool clothes and then change into sleepovers. Like people bring multiple clothes and then they would inevitably leave certain things, right? And at some point when they would come back, I'd be like, oh, are these yours? No, they're not mine. I'm like, I literally have a picture of you wearing them. What the heck? So then if they didn't want it, I was like, oh, well, I'll keep it for next time they come over and maybe they won't have clothes, whatever. Literally every excuse. Oh, if a cousin comes over and maybe they need a bathing suit to wear, maybe they need a nightgown, maybe they need dry clothes, maybe, but also maybe not. So when we moved, I said, get rid of it all. I moved into this house with none of that. We have slowly accumulated. We are nowhere near a dresser full. I keep 1 basket of clothing that people have left in our laundry room on the left cabinet underneath. I also keep my mop there. If you're wondering, if you're ever at my house and you're like, I wonder where your mop is because I'd love to mop your floors. There it is. And that's also where the missing clothes are. So if you ever come over and you're like, oh, I left something here. Well, just know if I saw it, that's where I would put it. And it's 1 basket and I'm happy with that and it's totally fine and 1 basket is fine. But literally I don't know where this one appeared under the sink with like sweaters. And I think that was maybe didn't fit in the baskets because they're so bulky. And so I put them under there. But so ridiculous. I was like, whoever owns these, they deserve nicer things without bleach stains on them. Like, you can go to the thrift store and buy a sweater for $3 that doesn't have a bleach stain on it. So I got rid of it. It was obviously not sentimental. It's been here for a while. Okay. I cleaned under, I feel like I'm talking about what I cleaned after I showed it on video because it's taking me so long to explain. Not that it really matters, but that's the part of having friends. We just tell ridiculous, random stories, right? Thank you for being a friend. Do I need to play the theme song? Travel down the road. I have a good one, actually. Okay, did background vocals on it and everything. Embarrassingly enough. Okay, I'll spare you the gruesome jingle. It's not gruesome at all. It's actually banging. It's a banging jingle. So what was I cleaning? Under the bar area, that breakfast bar that we eat at. And, people, they have feet. And I have little kids who put their feet on the wall. So it just gets dirty under there. And all I cleaned it with was, what did I have? Some water. I put a little bit of bleach in it and a little bit of Tide powdered detergent. And I follow someone on Instagram. She's like a professional cleaner. And she's like, this combo literally cleans everything. It disinfects the bleach and it just cleans everything. And I was like, you know what? It's such a small amount. This is perfect. And that's literally why I buy Tide and just to clean things like that. I use it to mop my floors, which I don't know if it's safe, but that's what I do. And it turns out just fine. So that is my combo, if you're ever wondering. It's actually not all I use. The spray bottles are from Blue Land, which I love Blue Land. I have it on auto ship from Amazon, like their all-purpose cleaner tablets. I just always have those. Most of the time when I get empty bottles like this one, like the window spray. When this gets empty, I'll put in an all-purpose cleaner in it. So that's mostly what I clean with. But for whatever reason, I bought window spray because we have these big old windows, and this window spray isn't even like that great. Or maybe it's the outside of the windows that I should have cleaned as well. But you know what works really great are what are they called? Norwex or E-cloths or whatever the heck. So I have like window cleaners with that, and it literally just takes water, and they're wonderful. And that's what the kids love to clean with too. And because it only uses water, I don't know the science behind it, but it works, and I don't ask questions, okay? So I'm trying to clean up these areas in the house people see, and there's like smears on it, and literally nothing worse than having people over with smears all over your windows, which we definitely have had because I haven't cleaned these suckers in such a long time, so it was long overdue. Did you see that fiddle fig leaf plant, by the way? I mean, I know what you're thinking. Kim, I thought you had a brown thumb. Well, it turns out that thing is easy to keep alive if you put it in the right place. It's all about location. Location, okay? One of those, thriving. The other one I had in my bedroom, dead. Got too much sun where I put it. So, just saying. I also never watered it, so that could be the problem there. Okay, moving on, these bar stools. I'm using the same concoction of bleach, Tide, and water, and just cleaning all of these off. It's amazing to me how dirty things can get. Like these things that I don't typically can't clean every single day, and it just accumulates. The dirt, the grime, the food. My kids touch everything. It's like, what are you doing? How do you get food everywhere? Mostly the little one who's just learning how to eat and explores everything. And I'm like, did you get any in your mouth? Anyway, so I just took a cloth and all of that to the chair. Like I was using bleach in this water and it didn't affect my cleaning cloth. So that's how little it is. Is it effective? Is it still going to disinfect? I don't know. I think so. That's just what I'm telling myself. Anyway, it's got to, right? There's enough bleach in there. Anyway, I actually measured the exact proper proportions, if you're wondering. So these chairs, disgusting. But once I got done with them after 10 minutes of wiping them all down, which by the way, what the heck? Why is it taking me so long to do this? You think like, oh, let me wipe down that chair right there. But all of the little nooks and crannies and crevices and spindles, I'm like, why? Next time I'm just going to take them outside and take a pressure washer to them and be done with it. Those brown chairs in the back there, at one point I was looking for a new table to buy for that area because that table kind of came with the house, which, I mean, it totally works in the space. I'm not loving the color. I wish it was a little bit lighter, like a lighter wood. And speaking of, when I was cleaning underneath my kitchen sink there, if you noticed, which I'm sure you did, the outside of the cabinets were absolutely disgusting. Like there's just spits and splatters and probably food residue all over them. I clean these cabinets more than I've ever cleaned my old cabinets ever. Like maybe in our old house once a year. It was like a once a year activity, spring cleaning, boom. These cabinets I clean often, every month, I'd like to say. Not all of them all at once, but like I'll do the bottoms one day and then I'll do the tops another day. It's just ridiculous. And the tops really aren't that bad, but the bottoms, like what the heck? I don't know what the heck goes on in my kitchen. Lots of cooking and stuff. Clearly not enough cleaning. But anyway, I'm saying this, all of that to say, because I kind of want to paint them. Obviously, it's a task for maybe 5 years from now because I can't even imagine just whatever goes into it. I do want to paint them, not white, but I like a color. Maybe like blue, steel blue. I don't really know. I feel like I saw something on Instagram the other day where someone had a certain color cabinets in their kitchen. And you know how your mind just starts dreaming and scheming and they're, oh, maybe one day, if I presented my perfect kitchen, if I designed my perfect kitchen, what would it look like? And I've never done that. I don't know what my perfect kitchen would look like. I think my kitchen is pretty awesome, but would I have these dark cabinets? Questionable. It's something that I've never thought of. So maybe one day, really far down, because I'm sure it's expensive to do it, Maybe we'll paint them one day and maybe they'll be easier to maintain. It won't show as much dirt. I don't really know. But I took this brush. This is our stool. And I figured, oh, let me just wipe this down with my bleach mixture because, I got kids who step on this a lot with their feet, with their dirty feet, with their dogs. People still say that? I don't think so. Anyway, so this brush I bought in a set of brushes from Amazon a while ago. And I use the big ones often, like to clean my carpets or whatever. And this small one I specifically bought so I can get in between the faucets, like the sink faucets where you turn it on and stuff, like that little creak in the back. Like sometimes it's hard to brush in between all of that. Well, this brush is perfect for that. I think. I don't know. I feel like it could be a little more bendy. Anyway, I took it because there's a crevice in the step stool, which, by the way, I got from, one I got thrifted, and then I bought like 2 or 3 others that we have around our house from Home Goods. And I haven't seen them in a really long time. Sometimes they have huge displays of them, but I haven't seen them in a really long time. But I'm sure they have them every now and again. Oh, you know what? They took their kids section out. I don't know. Keep your eyes peeled. That's all I'm going to say. But they're fantastic. They were like, I don't know, $10, $15. I don't remember. But we use the snaws out of them. They're great. My kids can just carry them around the house wherever they need them, mostly in the kitchen. We've got one in the bathroom. And it got really dirty. So I cleaned it with the brush. And I've never seen the donuts so clean. I've never seen the donuts sparkle. It did take a little bit of the paint off. So I will say that. Maybe I need to polyurethane it a little bit, have Eleanor touch up the sprinkles on the donut. And by the way, I don't know what the heck was happening. What got on my pants, who the heck knows? I couldn't tell you. But also I had chocolate on my socks. It was just one of those days where it didn't matter because I was at home just cleaning. Didn't do much of anything else other than play with the kids and deal with the kids and stuff. All right. Tidied up the kitchen. I cleaned the appliances in there, moved on to the living room that I had recently decluttered. And what a joy it is in here. Really, I say the living room I decluttered, but it's just this little cabinet. And I was amazed at how much I got rid of. So, that was a fun day, not gonna lie. I surprised myself and I had a good time doing it. And next up is this, oh my gosh, it's looking so sad. That coffee table, if you will. Yeah, so one day I bought knobs for this because the old knobs that came on it, there was a couple of them that were broken. And I was like, okay, time to replace them. Well, I bought these off Amazon. It was a whole set. So I was like, I thought about going to Hobby Lobby. Each knob is like $7. And that's got a lot of knobs on it. So I was like, I don't want to do that. So I found a whole set off Amazon for $7. I said, okay, let's do it. So I replaced the knobs. And slowly but surely, I don't think it came with the proper pieces that I needed, like the washer in the back. And so they're just like falling apart. And now 2 of them are mismatched because I don't even remember why, but now I look at it and I'm like, what? Like that looks horrible, kind of. I kind of don't even notice. I don't really care that much. But if I did want to nitpick around my house, do you ever think, like sometimes I'll think, oh, okay, I don't have any plans this morning. I should literally go around my entire house and order the things that need to be replaced or fixed and just do it. Like those little things that don't really matter, but I should take the time to fix them or whatever. Anyway, I don't know if I'm the only one who does that, but I never do it. That's the moral of that story. It never actually gets done, but I do think about doing it. So that's step 1, right? Okay, I've moved into my dining room and talk about spindles, okay? I didn't spend a ton of time in there deep cleaning because I just figured not much to do in there. Oh, actually later you'll see what I do because I did move the table. Like something happened that fell under the table. And so Alex moved it. He like scooted it 4 inches one way. And I said, oh my gosh, there's so much crap under there. I should get my broom. But I ended up getting distracted and doing something else. So at the end of this video, I did end up getting that. So just know it got done eventually. It always does, right? Oh my goodness. And then these. So I saw this package on my desk and I assumed it was something else. But somebody, I don't know what I'm saying, but sunglasses, they feel luxurious. Here's what happened. Okay. We gave Eleanor the password to our Amazon account because she was wanting something. We're like, well, you just pick it out. Well, we like signed in for her on her device. And so we were like, just pick out what you need and then, buy it. And so I think those were in the cart when she was checking out because I don't remember purchasing them. I do remember adding them to my cart, which makes me laugh because I watched someone called Marnie Goldberg, and she is like the woman across the room. She reminds me of HSN. Is that the right thing? QVC kind of thing, where like it's very nostalgic for me to have that on in the morning and just listen to them like, oh, describe clothing and, oh, this is what it looks like. And do you know what I mean? Like the material, this dress is so perfect for fall and blah, 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 right? I love listening to it. And she inspires me, obviously. I don't buy a lot of stuff like clothing wise from people who share links or stuff, but I do get inspired and I do enjoy watching. There's another one I follow on Instagram who shares like fashion, and she's like, oh, these shorts are so amazing. Let's style them. And I'm like, oh yeah, those look great. And then I'll go to buy them and they're like $200. Like, okay, yeah, they look great, but totally not practical for me. Anyway, was I saying? The one on Instagram, love her too. Kate, Small Things blog, and she does a lot with hair, and that's another thing. I like have nothing to do with hair, but there I am watching her. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a great idea, and then I never do anything. Another one that I watch is Jessica Braun, and she is typically like a makeup channel. She does some vlogs too, but I started watching her when she was like all about makeup, and if you know me, I am not, and so I think I just love watching these women because a part of me aspires to be like them. And then, of course, I'm obsessed with like Elise Ellis and her macro-friendly foods. And I'm like, oh, yeah, because I think a part of me just aspires to be a piece of these women, or like there's a piece of me that is that type of woman, but just it's not coming through yet. You know what I mean? So, it's just nice. That's all. It's just nice to hang out with people and feel like you're their friend. Kind of like how I feel like I'm your friend. Thank you for being a friend. Should we sing it again? Come on. Travel down the road, back again. Hey, my heart is... Okay, I'll stop. I hear you. Are you going? Did you keep going? I'm so proud of you. Good for you. Okay. Wolfgang literally loves the vacuum more than everything. He loves every tool, power tools, whatever. So whenever I pull it out, he gets real excited and he helps, which is awesome. So I pulled the table. This is the grossness that was like hiding underneath the legs that I often don't clean. Cleaning what can't be seen in today's video, which I typically, Kim's cleaning service, at your service, we only clean what can be seen. And I kept that in normal mode, as in I did not speed it up so we could suffer together. I'm like, okay, Wolfgang, go ahead and vacuum this up. He's working on those motor skills, It's a great motor activity for him. And he loves when I pull the hose out. That's his favorite. So if you're ever wondering how to keep your kids occupied or entertained and you're stuck inside and it's raining or whatever, just turn on the vacuum. And Wolfgang is so cute. He started doing this thing. He says, he puts his hand out, come. And he just like, kind of like, come here, this help me out or do whatever. Or let me show you this. He just, come. It's so cute. Okay. Anyway, this is what I was talking about before, cleaning under these areas. And I was needing to do this. I probably don't clean my floors as much as I should, but I do it when I can. And that's all I can say about that. But this was one of those moments where I was like, okay, I can't wait any longer. And a lot of the times I'm cleaning while I'm holding him. He when he was a baby, he used to fall asleep. I would clean the floors at nighttime. And Tuesday nights specifically, all of them, like I'll clean every day a part of them, but I'll do like all of the floors at once, typically on Tuesdays. So anyway, he used to fall asleep and, while I was baby wearing doing it, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. But then he started getting way too heavy. I'm like, okay, I'm done. My back. So the mop bucket, I'm pulling it out. It's been a while since I used my Bissell. Oh my gosh, I even forgot what it's called. Crosswave. I love that thing. It sweeps mops, vacuums, all in one, but I haven't used it in a while. I've been using this spin mop, which I do not understand the double, like, oh, it's clean water. And yeah, but I'm putting my dirty mop in it, so it's not clean water. Do you know what I mean? So I take that part out because I just don't care about it. It's a mess. I can't see the water. No, thank you. So I took the top off. If you're looking at it and you're like, wow, that looks weird, just get the one that's normal. I don't know. This mop bucket reminds me of one that I used to have when we lived in Europe. So they're like way ahead of the times. It didn't spin, but it had like the grate and stuff. I was like, this is the best mop ever. And I moved with it and then it broke, and it's been several years. So anyway, I've been really enjoying cleaning the floors like this. It does leave some streaks, like the mop does leave some streaks, but like with the floors that I have, the colors, you can't really notice unless you're focused on it. And I'm definitely not. I'm not one of those people to like notice the little details. If you ask me, I don't have very good like operational security. I'm not, what's it called when you are observant? That's a quality I do not possess. And I'm mopping, right? And of course, while I'm mopping, all the kids want to be around my feet. I'm like, if the floor is wet, you're going to slip and fall, and then I'm going to spend the rest of the day in the hospital. So can you guys go in a different room? I'm trying to explain, like, this area is going to be wet. You got to go play in Meredith's room, or you got to go in this side of the house. Just give me 10 minutes and it will be dry. And so that's part of the lovely things as they get older. You can explain things and then they start to understand. They're like, okay, well, I don't want to slip and fall and hurt myself. So most of the time they listen. And sometimes you'll see the scoundrels come out of the bedroom. And I'm like, the floor is wet, dude. Like, come on. So anyway, cleaning and mopping, finally mopping my house. And man, you know what? I can have a tidy, because I don't want to say clean. Oh, and then who falls? Me on the way back to getting the camera. Of course, made me laugh. But anyway, I can have a tidy house-ish, because my house is never like clean, but like sometimes it's tidy. But I can have a tidy house. But if the floor is gross, it's just no. It's just a no for me. I feel like when the floors are clean, oh my gosh, it just transforms. Like you can feel it. Okay. Because we walk around mostly bare feet a lot. And if there's a lot of crumbs on the floor, oh my gosh, it literally drives me insane. I am like, can I take one singular step without stepping on crumbs or anything else? And sometimes the answer to that question is a no. And that's when I know, prepare the mental institution for me, okay? Because that's when I'm going to lose it. And anyway, I'm trying to keep him from, I'm like, guys, literally 10 minutes. Like, can a mom get 10 minutes? Also, the answer to that question is no. So this is how I clean most of the time anyway, just one-handed with baby on my hip. And also that phase of my life won't last forever either. It's like, when's the last time you held your 7-year-old? When? I couldn't tell you. He's too heavy. He's so big for me to hold these days. Like I'll pick him up just to be funny, but he doesn't ask me to hold him, Oh my goodness. I'm telling you guys, the years, they go by. The years go by way too fast, but also not fast enough, if you feel me. Like, what's he doing? Rubbing his dirty feet on my clean floors. Get out of here. Oh my goodness. And then the light wouldn't work because I had the step stool up on it. I'm like, you guys, I'm just trying to clean. Why is everything taking forever? That's the other thing with the Bissell Crosswave. Things don't take as long. And like, because you can do it all at once, it's not that big of a deal. But when you like have to go through your house, and vacuum, well, I vacuum instead of sweep because I'm lazy. But if you do the sweeping and then you got to pull out your vacuum and get the carpets with the vacuum, and then you got them, it's 3 steps. It's 3 separate occasions. And the Bissell Crosswave does it all in one. You know what? I got to pull it out again. I think the reason why I haven't pulled it out is because the last time I put it away, I didn't clean out the tank. And if you have ever mistakenly done that, you know how big of a mistake it is. You know how disgusting. It is a dumpster. It is the most disgusting smell if you forget to clean that tank out and you put it away. I think that is what is preventing me from using it again. Because I'm like, I really just don't even want to clean it out. I don't want to do it. I'd rather just spend 3 times as long. Is it more effective when I mop? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I think everything works pretty much the same, you know? But I do like to mix it up every once in a while. And when you're cleaning every day, it's always good to spice things up. Variety is the spice of life. My life is pretty bland. This is the spice I'm having in my life. Just pray for me, okay? But anyway, that was that. Also cleaning just little areas. Like, you know, you're probably like, oh, pick up the carpets. Just do it. It's just a little spot cleaning. It's no big deal. It's good enough. It's whatever it is. And oh, the laundry. Oh my gosh, that was the catalyst for cleaning. I forgot to tell you guys that story. Glass was spilled the night before, and I woke up to a text of, hey, we spilled glass. Will we put towels over it? I'm like, what? Story for another day, because you know what? That's it. That's all I have to share with you today. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out. I hope you enjoyed cleaning with me. Hope it gave you some motivation to clean something yourself. I'll see you next time. Bye.